Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business.
So welcome to Season 4, Episode 1, kind of. There is a couple lost episodes in there somewhere. It's been an interesting year. We've been spending a lot of time working on Wildcat Live. And so we also lost a very important piece, Evan Patelli. Shout out to Evan. I'm sure he's watching this. That was doing all our producing. And so we're going about it in a little different way. But hopefully we'll get back and be doing these every couple of weeks for the rest of the year. And then next year we'll be ready to have a full season. I am joined again by Mr. Joe Burgess. Joe, welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be back.
Hopefully you're excited.
Yeah.
I guess happy is excited, right?
Yeah, I like our topic today, so.
I do too. Right next to Joe is Miss Mathia Atchison. How you doing, Mathia?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Back for the second year as a co-host.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited to hear about your thoughts on our topic today. And then next to me is Cooper Franz, no relation.
No relation at all.
He is here for the second year in a row as well. So welcome, Cooper.
Thank you.
Good. Just real quick, Cooper, I just wanted to say congratulations on air on being All-State for swim.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Go Cooper.
31 years of Normal West swim, and I believe you are the 5th Normal West swimmer to be an All-State athlete. Is that correct?
I think so, yeah.
Loy, the Didiano brothers,
Austin
and
Harkey.
Seth.
Oh,
Seth
sixth
Ritter,
then.
so 6th.
Mm-hmm.
You are the 6th. And then Ethan Roque also would be considered an All-State athlete as he won his events as well. So congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Burgess, you want to introduce our topic for today?
Well, I actually listened to a podcast about this, so I'm not going to lie. I'm sort of stealing the idea, but I thought it'd be a good discussion for today, and it involves what you all think your preparedness is for life after high school. So whether that be college or the workforce or whatever, your preparedness to just be a real person. Sorry to say you're not real people yet, but once you become a real person, how prepared you feel you are based on what you have taken so far and what you know that you have the ability to take before you leave here. So, I don't know, I'll leave it open to you to talk about that, and then we can sort of do a draft, especially Mr. Franz and I, again, can talk on this because we are real people, as we can...
Right, you'll get there. You'll get there, don't worry.
We can draft some things that we wish we would have learned in high school.
Taxes.
Yep.
Oh, Mr. Burgess taught us about, what's it called, credit scores,
Mm-hmm.
and how he pays it a lot, and so his credit score is really, really good.
Mm-hmm. Not to brag, but
Not to
thank
brag
you.
or anything.
Yeah.
I do remember hearing a lot about that in class, so.
That's good.
But-
Mathia, you want to start?
Sure. So, I mean, I've always wanted to do the same thing, like, job-wise. Like, I've always wanted to work with animals. And so, like, to kind of prepare myself for, like, going out into the real world and, like, trying to pursue that job, I've done a lot of, like, volunteering with, like, animals. And I'm actually, on the 20th, I'm going to a spayed and neutered surgery, and I'm going to help a vet do that in, like, Metamora, I think. So, it's just, like, things here and there that I've been doing, like volunteering.
So those are things that you've been doing on your own, but that's not really what...
Yeah, is that through school? We're
That's
talking
not
about
what
through
we're talking
okay,
about
okay.
is
What
things
things-
at Normal West.
Well, yeah, that is through school.
Okay, so
'cause
that's through your
it's through FFA.
FFA.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
So I take animal science, which is a dual credit class, and vet science, which I thought would give me good experience for like animals and stuff. And through FFA, we have like a vet science team. And so we did a competition for section, and then we did a competition for state that I went to both. And then every Wednesday we have this lady named Miss Nimtuziak come in, and she'll bring kittens in to like our vet science class, and we'll like either play with them or like do like mock injections, basically like pretending to do stuff. And me and the other girls on the vet science state team were told that we could go to Metamora and volunteer to do like a vaccine clinic.
Okay.
And so we did that like last week, I think, and we're doing another one on the 18th, and then the 20th we're doing a spayed and neutered surgery. So lots of...
So what I'm getting out of your comments initially on this topic is that FFA and your dual credit animal sciences course have definitely helped prepare you for what you're interested in doing.
I think
and then also next year,
oh yeah,
you are going to, I've never talked about the internship program here before on these airwaves.
But yeah, next year I'm going to do internship program at like the first semester I'm going to be basically like shadowing Miss Hayes and in animal science and vet science, and then the second semester I'm going to be at a vet clinic.
Cool.
So,
very cool.
Yeah.
Great real life
real quick,
experience.
did you say that you were all state for vet science? And it's
Not all state.
It's kind of messed up that Mr. Franz didn't.
Not all
shout
state.
you out for
We
going to
did
state
go to
vet
state,
science.
but
yeah,
we didn't.
See, that's why I didn't say all
Okay,
state.
gotcha.
Because
Yeah.
She went to state, but she didn't get all state.
Yeah, no. There was so many people there, so if I had gotten all state,
Next year?
maybe.
Yeah.
I think Maddie has a better chance than me though. Maddie Strand is
Elite.
she's so good.
Good.
But yeah, we're pretty good.
Okay, so you do feel pretty prepared then.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
Good.
Not Cooper.
What? All right. Well, first I'd want to say that just overall, I'd say I'm a pretty confident person. I think why not be confident? So I don't think I'm the best person to ask. I think there's people who are more in the middle of this, because I'm probably I'm pretty confident in my life after. But I will say that overall schooling, just like ever since I got in high school, I think that all like basic skills that you apply to basically everything in life, I think school kind of like really lays a good foundation for that. Like for example, my geometry teacher in 8th grade said that you're never going to use any of this stuff in real life ever, but what it does is it grows your prefrontal cortex, grows your brain, so you can use that in later on in your life and apply that to different things.
Cool.
I've answered that as because I don't know, I think just in general high school teachers complain about certain subjects in math. They're like, when am I ever going to use this stuff? We're trying to learn how to learn and how to solve problems, and all of it helps. And there's certainly some concepts that I learned in calculus that I'm never going to use again, but it taxed my brain and it helped me become a better learner in general. So that's great that you were taught that and that you listened and learned and know that and are aware of that. So how about other classes, Cooper, that you feel like you mentioned just like in general you feel prepared? What are maybe some of the other classes that have stood out to you as having taught you some skills that you feel like you're going to use?
I'd say, I mean, everyone takes English, but I think English, it has a lot of just like trying to articulate yourself better, and I think that's like a huge skill. So whenever in English we have peer discussions or whatever, a presentation, etc., I think one of the biggest skills is learning how to accurately represent the thoughts that go through your head, so you can display that to other people.
Communicate in a professional manner that makes sense. I will, and they're not going to be listening to this podcast, but I got a request to be a recommendation for someone who is applying for a job, a high school student, not at this high school. And it came from the company. It was probably web-based. And it asked me for a recommendation for this person who did not capitalize her first or last name, nor spelled her last name correctly. And so on the application, she clearly didn't capitalize her name and didn't spell her last name correctly. Which is that's kind of important to know that. And I'm not saying anything towards your generation, but I think that a lot of times younger people just type in stuff and they don't look at it, they don't proofread. And so being able to articulate and to be professional about your communication is definitely important. So
Yeah. I think like some kids will like think that like they'll type something out and they'll be like, oh yeah, it's good, and they won't even like go over it, which is funny because it actually happened to me at work. Like not even a kid, like a grown adult typed my name in wrong, and like it was like a sheet that was very important, and I was like, you spelled my last name wrong. And he was like, oh, I didn't even look over that, and I was like,
yeah. And I get it that we're busy sometimes, but I think one of the things, and Mr. Burgess, you can probably speak to this, but when you get the squiggly lines, and that means you misspelled something,
right,
or it's the wrong word, it takes 2 seconds
yeah,
to
just click
right-click on it.
It does the work for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It will respell that thing for you.
And all
Yeah.
it shows is, in my opinion, general laziness. And I'm not sure, but my guess is most employers are not interested in hiring someone who they feel is lazy.
right,
So
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure. So along those lines, you have your schedule picked out for next year. Is there a class that you maybe just haven't been able to fit in to your schedule that you wish you would have been able to take because you think it might help you, later on or afterwards?
I feel like I already like took all the classes that are like towards animals and stuff because like I immediately like jumped right on that and kind of piled in all my ag classes that I could, like animal wise, and so like I guess it's like opposite for me because it's like instead of not having space for a class, I don't have a class to like fill a spot for like animal stuff. And so that's why I did internship program, because I was like, I want to work with animals like my junior and senior year so I can like get that experience, and I don't know like how to get that credit in. And I was like talking to Hayes about it, and she was like, well, you should see if you could do internship program under me, and which I'm very excited to do that because like since I already took the class, I'll know like how to help. And then the vet clinic will be even better because it'll just be so much more experience, hands-on, and like just, I guess, moving me in the right direction, especially like on like resumes and stuff. Like that'll look really good. So I guess instead of like not having a spot to fill because like I'm worried that I have to take a necessary class, it's like the opposite.
Cool.
Quickly, I'm gonna go back to the previous question, because I
still have a thought?
Yeah, I thought about it for a little bit, and I'm gonna say intro to business was something that I think I learned something that I'll be able to apply. I mean, it doesn't like deeply go into really anything specifically, but there's a lot of like general knowledge that I think in the future when I'm trying to do something like normal regular people do. I think
Life skills.
Yeah, I'll start to remember something like that, and then
We did not pay him to say that as business teachers, but a very valid point.
Yeah. I learned a lot in that class too. Good job.
Good. Thank you.
to the most recent question, I think computer science is something that I'm not taking next year. I haven't taken it at all, but many of the fields that I want to go into, many of the majors kind of have a subcategory of computer science. So I think I kind of wish I might have gotten into that earlier in my high school career, but I don't really think it'd be a great time to start next year.
Okay.
Good point.
Yeah, I took BSAA my sophomore year, and so it replaced my chemistry because it's a science class. Even though it's an ag class, it counts as a science. And so I didn't take chemistry last year. And for a while there, I didn't know if I wanted to be, like, deal with vet tech or marine biology, because either way I would be like kind of involved with like marine life or like animals, but it would just be like research instead of like working hands-on. And so I have to take chemistry. I took chemistry this year because I was like, oh, like that's gonna go towards marine biology. And if I had taken chemistry last year, then I could be taking physics now, so I could take AP Bio next year. And so it kind of like set me back, but then it made me think more about like being a vet and like what I really want to do and like more realistic, because I mean, I'm not going to get that much experience for marine biology in the state of Illinois because
We don't have
No.
a lot of
Right.
bodies of water.
we don't have that much water, which is okay. Like I can't do much about that, but like it definitely made me think more about like, okay, like what do I actually really want to do with my future? And so
And not everyone knows that as
It's
a
okay.
junior in high
It's okay
school,
not to
and
know
that's
that.
okay.
mhm.
So,
Well, that might be a nice segue then into, I guess, our discussion. So it's going to be harder for them. Maybe they can kind of pitch in. And one thing I want to say about this is things that I wish I would have learned in high school / wish they would teach here / wish they would actually require kids to take
correct.
before they graduate.
Why don't you start,
looking back,
sir?
Oh, I've got a nice list.
Uh-oh. My list is only 3 or 4,
Okay.
so hopefully you don't
How
say
are
Now,
that.
now you guys can pitch in again and say they do actually teach this here. And when I listened to this podcast about this, just want to shout ourselves out again. The number 1 pick was investing. The number 2 pick was taxes. The number 3 pick was credit. Number 4 pick was like another about retire, how much money you should have in retirement.
First 3
go.
Only
things
the
we
right
covered
class.
in personal investment
Correct.
and
There you
finance.
go.
So obviously I don't have those on here. Now those are things I do
Yeah,
agree that
I don't
wish-
have them on
I
here
wish.
either
Yeah.
because I know we teach them.
Correct. So my number 1 pick, and I think that this should be required, is just basic home repair.
Oh.
So like, I mean, painting. Painting can be a unit. Like how to
How to caulk
caulk, yeah.
and how to paint.
How to do basic plumbing.
Well, my dad's a plumber.
All right, but I have to pay him a lot of money to have him fix. I wish,
Right.
and he probably gets paid a lot of money to do things that people could easily do. At home.
Yeah.
I about a few weeks ago, I was stupid, which I sometimes am, and I was making an egg casserole for the swimmers. I'd used like 20 eggs and put all 20 eggshells in the garbage disposal.
Oh.
That's not smart.
No.
I was not even paying attention. It clogged. I probably would have paid $250 to have Joshua's dad come in and fix it.
Mm-hmm.
It took me 20 minutes because I had learned from my dad.
Mm-hmm.
That is number 2 on my list,
Yeah.
by the way,
Yeah.
is home and auto repair, basic home
Okay,
and
yeah,
auto
I
repair.
had auto repair. on
Auto
there, too.
repair is a lot more difficult now. They've kind of made it so that it's more difficult to even change your oil. They
Mm-hmm.
hide things, and
Yeah.
but even basic things, which they
Changing
do
your
teach you, I
air
think
filter.
they teach you some things in driver's ed, probably like how to change a tire, maybe.
Definitely not us. My dad taught me how to do that, so like I
Okay.
know how to do that,
They don't
but
teach
Don't
you.
anymore.
They
Okay.
don't. But and there's YouTube. You can use YouTube for a lot of this stuff.
Correct, I agree.
Don't get me wrong.
But I still think it's important to know what you can do and what you can save money on. So
Mhm.
I think that's a great.
Yeah. So correct me if I'm wrong. That's not taught here, right?
I mean, me and Cooper didn't get taught that.
Okay. Okay. I guess you guys can kind of go next. Is there something that you know does not get taught here that you wish?
I'm gonna say
Don't say something stupid.
Just make sure it's school appropriate here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say how to effectively get pulled over.
What?
Mm. Which they do teach at All American Drivers Training.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Cooper, what are you
But that's-
talking
that's
about?
not here.
What? Go ahead.
What to do when you get pulled over is what you're saying.
Yeah. I feel like that's a lot better wording.
Okay.
I feel like that should just be talked about in like driver's ed.
They probably do talk about that.
Do they not?
And and I'm gonna say also
Cooper, were you recently pulled over? Is
How
that why you're saying
to-
this?
work a car I mean obviously I feel like in simple things you kind of get taught, but I remember I didn't have registration or anything for my first I don't know how long
You're getting
Sorry.
pretty far away from
Sorry.
your microphone there. so-
And you
Just
know,
don't
my
scream into it.
dad here didn't tell me that I even like really needed to have that in there, or like where I should have these things
Yeah,
for
that's a good
when
point.
I get pulled over, whatever.
Yep.
And for a while, for my lights, I have a little thing on the left, and I would have to turn it one to the right to get my lights on. But when I turn off the car, it'd like beep. So I just turn it back to
So full on instead
Yeah.
of auto.
yeah, and no clue. You know, I knew other people had auto, but no clue how
Yeah,
how
because
I
cars
put
are
auto on.
different, so it's
Yeah.
hard for them
Yeah,
to
every-
teach that.
Every model's different.
And
Yeah,
I just
that's a good point.
Just had to figure it out myself.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't have auto. I have like, I don't even know.
You probably have auto somehow.
I don't
Most
know.
newer cars have.
My
auto.
car's 20.
Yours is awesome.
yeah.
You've got an
Yeah.
awesome car. You're so
Yeah.
lucky to have
2010.
I like your car.
Yeah.
$80,000. I'm sorry, $8,000.
Yeah.
Sorry,
$80,000.
$2,000.
Oh, geez.
Anyway, yeah, that's I like it.
Do you want me to go again?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
Do I
snake
not
draft?
get to go?
He
I
doesn't
thought you
gotta
did.
go.
I thought you did auto repair.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
you guys shared that one.
That's fine.
Go
That's
ahead.
fine. No, it was home and auto repair, so
Okay.
that's fine. I'll do
So
the
you had
auto
home repair on there also,
Yeah, it was part of the same
Mhm.
thing. So go ahead.
and I think that should. Like I said, I think that should be required.
Yeah.
Like that should be along with consumer ed.
I mean, one of my thoughts was that you could make a mandatory class for all seniors that chunks like 6 weeks
Yeah.
of different skills.
And you know what? You could actually throw this one in there. And I know that this is a class that we have, but this should be
Mhm.
required, is basic cooking and gardening.
Ooh, I
Because-
like
I was thinking
gardening.
gardening.
Because I
Well, we
think
have,
that would
like,
save,
greenhouse
again,
stuff.
you could make that part of that class,
Mhm.
because I think that would save people a lot of money. I think a lot of people go out to eat, and then that stresses their budget, and, you know, then that goes along with our
Yeah.
classes.
Yep.
Because they don't know how to just do basic cooking. They
Mm.
probably don't, like, even know how to cook, like, a
Yeah.
piece of chicken.
Yeah, I mean, we
And-
have like a cooking class. Like, what's it
Right.
called again? Culinary arts?
Yeah. And
So-
there's a lot of people that take culinary.
Right.
Yeah,
But
I
it should be
take
requi-
culinary
I think it
arts.
should,
That should
be
be
required.
Yeah. I feel like people don't know how to cook and they're like, oh, I don't know how to cook, and they don't even try.
Yeah.
And it's
Right.
like, you could know how to cook, you're just not.
Again,
Making
there's
the attempt.
YouTube, there's,
Right.
but I get that, and that can be overwhelming.
Mhm.
Like, if you just had a basic
You need
understanding of-
hands-on.
Yeah.
And YouTube is not necessarily hands-on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
With a professional that's there
Mm-hmm.
with them.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. I mean, we have a greenhouse at our school that people do garden with. I think it's through FFA. I don't know what class it is.
Mhm.
Because
Horticulture, probably.
I think so, but I didn't even know that was like an actual like class.
Right. It is.
Right, that's awesome.
But yeah, so we have that. I do think like cooking should definitely be required, but we do have like those opportunities for people
Yeah.
to like
Mhm.
learn how to
But
do
some
that.
people
we have-
can't fit them in their schedule. I mean,
Right.
it's just- if
We
you're
have
just-
opportunities, but this would be more along those skills that everyone needs
Right.
to
Mhm.
learn, not just the people who choose to seek them out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
All right.
I put as number one that we need to teach more practical math skills to seniors. That we're so caught up in teaching advance this and advance that, that like I have kids in my accounting class that don't know what 10% of 1,000
Yeah,
is.
I did that just last hour.
Right?
No
You're
one knew what
25% off sale.
Right.
What
Yeah.
does that mean? And
Right.
so we are so focused on trying to tax our minds instead of maybe going back to seniors
Mm-hmm.
and teach them those practical math skills that they're going to need
Right.
in everyday life.
Yeah.
Interest.
Yeah.
I mean, so important of a concept, but you guys don't learn that. You learn that in like 3rd and 4th grade. And it's been so long since you've
Mhm.
done that
Mm-hmm.
that you forget some of those concepts.
Yeah.
So that's-
Practical math refresher class.
You can call it whatever you want.
I feel like I would not need that at all.
I agree that there are some people that are. No, he's right.
So he is
He's-
confident.
No,
He's
I know he's good at math. It's just the way that he said it.
But no, he's probably saying that would be a waste of time
Yeah.
for me. But it's not for
Mhm.
Some
a lot
kids,
of our
right,
students
yeah.
that don't
Yeah.
don't know practical math,
Yeah.
and that is one of the most useful skills that you can have. A calculator doesn't help you if you don't understand
Right.
what you're doing.
I feel like a lot of our math classes are like Cooper said, like, oh, you're not going to use this in the real world. Okay, but like why we should have a class that like it's like
That's
things
exactly
that
what I'm
right,
talking
exactly.
Finite.
What did you say?
Finite math.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you said Fortnite. I was really confused.
Fortnite.
Fortnite class.
Fortnite class.
Hey,
How to
that's,
be good
that's
at
my
Fortnite.
next one.
Is that your next one?
Yes.
Video gaming skills?
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
you two can kind of be a team here. Do you have another?
I'm definitely not agreeing with Cooper on that, but maybe like I know that like you can talk to your like counselor here and there, but some kids like don't like going to their counselor about like college stuff. So I feel like for juniors and seniors there should be a class for like okay, like how to apply to colleges and like what colleges would be good for you, and like obviously it shouldn't be like a full like class, I would say like a full year, but maybe like just a 1 semester thing that like will get you prepared. And like some kids don't know what they're doing, some kids don't know how to go, like okay, if they don't want to go to college, they want to go into the workforce, or like they want to go into trades, like how to move forward with that, I guess.
So it's like a life skills class.
I guess, yeah.
You could do a life skills class junior year and then a life skills class senior year, and they cover the topics that we're talking about. The issue that I feel we have is we have so many AP and dual credit courses that we're trying to take that they don't leave enough room in a person's schedule to take things that, not that AP classes and dual credit don't matter, but if all you're concentrating on is your dual credit classes or your AP classes, you don't get an opportunity to figure out what you really want to do.
Right. I feel like people get wrapped up so much into like the AP and the dual credit and honors that it's like, okay, they're not even focusing on like things that are actually going to help you in the future.
Well,
like,
And I get it because the college is expensive.
yeah,
and
that's
saves
how
you
I
money.
am.
But I personally believe that there should be a cap on how many AP/dual credit courses.
I mean, I'm in a dual
you
credit
can
and
take.
an AP right now, and
so you are too, right?
yeah, I think, yeah. And I feel like even though like I am focusing on those and like making sure I get good grades for those, I also like want to like focus on like moving forward. So
Am I up next?
Yep, we got one more because we're running
Okay.
long today.
I was gonna say. Well, I'm gonna give you two, but one is
Nope,
like
just one.
okay, fine.
Just kidding. You can use two. That's fine.
Well, one would be for this is for I think they should take it in college or outside of college. You couldn't do this in high school, and we do have a class I think like this, but like a parenting 101, like more for like a newborn, like how to deal with it, because most people come home and have no idea what to do, and you just figure it out, and there's just little stuff like swaddling and all that type of stuff.
I remember calling the hotline several times.
Yeah.
For my kids, especially Zoe, because the first one you're always like just have no
Confused,
idea
yeah.
what's going on.
So I wanted to throw that one in there.
a good
Okay,
one.
so my next one is outdoor survival. So if you just never know. You
like
never
going
know.
on hikes and stuff and like adventures.
Yeah, how do you
and then
start a
getting
fire?
stuck.
How do you
Yeah.
So
That's
if,
good.
If there was
Scouts
a
101.
situation,
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
I think to better incorporate all these classes, we should move to a block schedule so you could actually have like
Get a
like
nod from Carson there.
three or four classes a day, whatever, somewhere around there. But they be like 2 hours.
It'd be 4 hours a day. It'd be
Yeah,
four
four.
block classes.
Yeah. They'd be probably 90 minutes each. Yep. So outdoor survival's mine. How do you
I
start
think
a
that's
fire?
really good.
How do you hunt? How do you
Yeah.
I like it.
mean, those type of skills.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I mean,
this
like,
one is way different. I believe that we are lacking, in general, in emotional intelligence,
Okay.
the ability to handle conflict,
Yep.
the ability to handle constructive criticism.
Yep. Failure. Dealing. That's
I remember
That's
someone.
what I had on there too.
When I used to teach the work program, this would happen once a semester. Someone would get fired, and I would ask the boss why they got fired. It said, because I told her she was not doing something correctly, and she
flipped
quit.
up. Yeah.
wow.
And that's a problem. That's not going to work very well. So there has to be a way, and you see it in, like I see clips sometimes of like fights at basketball games, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's because they're lacking in emotional intelligence to be able to handle
Right.
Yeah.
something that doesn't go their way.
Unfortunately, it's things that are not taught at home for some of those
Correct. And
individuals.
we agree that it should be taught at home, but
Mhm.
if it's not going to be taught at home, then it needs to be taught somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just about like when things go bad, but also like how to approach your boss if you want a raise, or if you're struggling with something at work or whatever it may be, to be emotionally intelligent enough to know how to handle a problem and what not to
Right.
do.
Love it. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I had on there as well.
I was thinking of like a relationship class, just like
And that could be part of that
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
same
Right.
thing. Yep.
Yep.
And not even like just dating, like
Yeah.
relationships with people in general. Yeah, I think like I don't even know if this would make sense, but like like kind of like with your like wilderness one, kind of like a traveling 101. Like, I mean, people get lost in airports all the time, like, or like they don't know what to do. And obviously, like, it wouldn't be like a big thing, but like just maybe like a small unit in like the class that you were talking about, like what to do if your plane gets canceled, like luggage wise, and like I mean, it's like a small problem, but it gets really like confusing for people sometimes.
You know, we're going to
I
have
love
some
that.
board members who are going to be listening to this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And in about a year, we're going to have all this. There's going to be junior and a senior
Schedule's gonna look
requirements.
Yep.
completely different
Yep.
next year.
Yeah, me and Cooper are gonna be like, yes.
I
Who
think,
can help teach.
I think last thing I'd like to say, for kind of what Mathia was just talking about, it kind of sounded to me like I think teachers in general, since they've learned the material so many times, whatever, they kind of just like assume that other people will immediately get the
Like
the
pick
really
it up.
really easy.
Concepts.
Yeah, when like, oh, where do I go into an airport? If someone was teaching that, they'd never think of that.
Right.
They would just think that everybody knows that.
Yeah.
But everybody
You got to
does
break
not.
it down on
Oh,
a
Right.
very
yeah.
simple
I'm
level.
actually teaching that tomorrow in my intro class.
What?
Your stuff.
Are you serious? You're
Did
lying.
you do the travel project last year?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're gonna do
See?
we're gonna do a day talking about all
Yeah,
that. All
we
that
did
stuff.
like a travel
Cool.
project. I went to like Bora Bora, but then
Yeah.
I couldn't because I was too broke. And so I went to like, I don't even know where
Good
I
to-
went.
Good to know.
Kentucky.
I went to.
Good to know.
No, I had to go to another country. I don't even remember where it was. It was like some random place. But it was fun. I like put it together and I was like, wait, this is actually like a fun trip.
It's a fun project.
That's a good skill to have, I think.
Mhm.
So, all right.
All right. Well, thank you for your thoughts
Yeah.
on the overall topic. And after we're done here, we're going to go to an interview with.
Coach Brack and Coach Rogers, the two track coaches.
Oh, I love
So,
them. They're
yep.
so sweet.
Looking forward to listening to that. And thank you for joining us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, we now welcome on a couple of our guests, first guests of this spring. Welcome on Coach Brack, and he's the boys' head track coach, and then Coach Rogers, girls' head track coach. So thanks for coming on.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So I guess first off, I don't know either of you very well because I'm kind of up here in my own. You're all the way down in the gym. So if you don't mind, just both tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Coach Rogers here. This is my third year here at Normal West. Third year as the girls track coach. This fall I also took on head cross country, and I teach PE and health classes at our school.
And I am Coach Brack. This is my second year coaching track at West. I became boys head coach this year, and I'm also a safety monitor here at West.
Okay, cool. So tell us a little bit about the season coming up. I mean, are there some individuals specifically or like as a team? How are we looking with both programs?
I'll talk on the girls' side. We're about a month into our season. We've gotten in 3 meets so far, and I think we're off to a good start. Our program is really strong all across the board, across all of our running events, field events, from distance runners, sprinters, throwers, long jumpers, triple jumpers. We have a lot of returning upperclassmen who have put a lot into this program in terms of their accolades and their leadership. And we also have a lot of returning underclassmen as well as freshmen that are making a lot of noise for us and contributing in a big way. So I think our girls are off to a great start. We've got our indoor conference meet coming up this upcoming Monday. We've faced a few of our conference rivals at our meets so far, and I think that it's going to be competitive. I think we're going to be in it for the win, hopefully, at the indoor conference meet as well as the outdoor conference meet, which is later in May. So our indoor season is roughly about a month, and then we transition into outdoor season right after spring break. So,
Cool. What about on the boys' side?
Let's see on the boys. Oh yeah, we're looking pretty strong. We have a few, just like the girls. We have a few varsity athletes that are really just exploding out there. We even have some freshmen who are really just showing more leadership than what I expected at this young age. We have we've got a hurdler who is a sophomore. He already broke the school record. He's broken it twice now. Well, actually 3 times, but twice he did it by himself. Then I have a junior who he's broken 200-meter record here indoors. So our long sprints, that's going to be our Achilles heel. So we're really dependent on that. But also our distance, we have a new distance coach, and the way that our boys are running and working out, they love it. So my throwers, they're coming of age. We got a lot of young freshmen in throwing. Even as far as our jumps, I mean, we're not too heavy as far as varsity and our field events, but what we do have as far as freshmen, yeah, as they mature and understand what we're trying to do, they will be a big part to this team. Just like the girls, we have conference. We have ours next Tuesday, and if everything comes out the way that we look at it on paper, then we should possibly win another. I think we've won 5 consecutive Big 12 championships for boys track and field, so we're hoping to keep that going.
Yeah.
We are missing a few athletes due to injuries, but we have a week to get them healthy, back up to form, and we'll be good to go next Tuesday.
Okay. Looking forward to it. So I did not run track. I ran track in junior high, but I was actually a baseball guy, so I never actually ran in high school. But I do love track. My brother ran track in college, so I've been to a million track meets throughout my life. But what do you think that separates track from maybe other sports? Like, what do you think track teaches your student athletes that maybe other sports don't?
I think as what I see from the boys' standpoint is track, it definitely offers you a variety. I mean, there's so many different events, and I mean, you're looking at your sprints, you're looking at your long sprints, your distance, 3 different kinds of jumps.
Yeah.
And once you're outdoors, you have 2 different kind of throws. You got the shot put, you have the discus, you have the hurdles. So we definitely offer a variety. So we can see kids, they may play basketball, football, wrestle, but it's like when they come to track, you may see something different in them, a different athlete that you didn't see before. And as far as the student aspect, I tell my kids each and every day whenever I'm talking about grades, I'm like, you're a student athlete. And I'm like, the student aspect comes first. So I'm like, you can't be an athlete without being a student.
Right.
So that's one thing that I always preach to my kids as far as being a student athlete.
Good.
I also think it's cool as freshmen, at least on my side, we really try to give them that variety and have them try out lots of different events. Like Coach Brack said, there's distance running, there's sprinting, there's throwing, jumping. So we try to expose them to as many of these areas as possible and just see what clicks.
Cool. Along those same lines, what when you're, I guess was like a lot of individual sports, but especially ones that are timed at the high school level, is there a lot of improvement that you see throughout the year? I know as you progress, it becomes harder and harder and harder. It becomes easier to plateau. But do you see a lot of progression a lot of times through a lot of your runners and even your people that are in field events? And if so, is there something that separates somebody who's great versus good?
Yeah, I think that our sport is one of the best in terms of seeing that progression over time, not only from year to year, but within a season itself. And we have a lot of really hardworking kids in our programs that are, trying to make a difference. And we have some athletes with some really high goals. For example, we have on the girls' side 3 senior distance runners who are going to be moving on to compete at the college level. Renee Warren, Amanda Warren, and Julie Bach, which is very exciting that they are going to be taking that next step at the next level. And we have, some other really talented athletes that have those goals as well. And so I think that when you have, a goal in mind or goals in mind, whether it be personal goals or team-oriented goals, I think that when our team is looking towards those goals, I think our athletes use that as motivation.
Good.
And just adding to that, I see, since we do have, 4 months of our season, and we start off with indoors, and you can see the progression of an athlete from indoors to outdoors. So, yeah, we like to win as many meets as we can indoors, but it's more or less a tune-up for outdoors, because outdoors is where that's when the competition really reaches its peak. And you can just watch a kid just come in, be sluggish, be tight, but as the muscles being tight, legs being tight. But as the season progresses and you get to outdoors, then you can really see those kids just really just hit their stride, and you'd be like, wow, I didn't see that coming. So
Yeah.
that's one thing that I like to see.
Yeah, cool. And I guess along those lines, with them being young and track being a sport where, you can get injured pretty easily, and a lot of things can go wrong when you're potentially moving that fast. What are some common mistakes that you see with a lot of the younger athletes? Because track's, again, another interesting sport where you can be somebody who has never ran before and technically come out and succeed, which might be different than baseball. If you've never played baseball before and you try out your freshman year, it's hard. So, but there's a lot of stuff that you still need to know. And is there some common mistakes that you see amongst younger athletes?
I think there's a lot that goes into it. And for us, we have an off-season program for all of our athletes, where our coaches are putting in time in the off season to get our athletes ready for our season. And so, we need our athletes to be bought in the off season to prepare themselves to practice 5 days a week with us. And also, sometimes athletes can progress into it a little bit too quickly. And so we try to do a good job when we're structuring our practices to, have that proper progression and prevent, those overload type injuries as much as we can.
And I would say also with what Coach Rogers said is a lot of it is what they put into their practicing. You have freshmen that come in, or you may have athletes that hadn't ran track before and they come in, and it's any sport, especially in high school. You're going to see goofiness, you're going to see horseplay, but you also have to stay pretty vigilant with your kids about stretching properly. And both the girls as well as the boys, we have weight programs that we use as well. So we sit there and we give the kids the tools to get their body strong, have a low risk of injuries. And sometimes you can't help it. It's just it's something that's going to happen. And because you have a lot of kids, they have different running styles. So it's like trying to get them to kind of buy into what we're trying to teach them, coach them to do, as far as using their hands, their legs, their knees, their feet, how they step. So it's just kids listening to their coaches. And because I always tell the kids, I'm like, look, I've been there. So I know how to do this. I know how this is done. So, and that helps. Having a track background, that helps coaches a lot because, as I said before, we know what they're going through.
Yeah. Another interesting thing I find about a lot of individual sports, swim, tennis, golf, any of those that are more individual based, is how you build a culture, a team culture where a lot of them, part of the reason they're out is like, I know I'm fast and I want to win my events that I'm in and I'm participating in. How do you then get them to buy into the team? Because you also want to have a team aspect to it.
Yeah, it can be difficult at times. We've got 65 athletes on the girls' side, same numbers on the boys' side. So sometimes it can be tough to get them to really buy into the team culture. Me personally, that's one of the areas that, looking back on my last 2 seasons of coaching here, that was one of my primary goals going into this year, is just build more of that cohesiveness amongst all of our track athletes. So the first couple of weeks of the season, we were really intentional about building that team culture, and we want our athletes to feel like we're not just the Normal West distance runners or the Normal West sprinters, Normal West throwers. We're the Normal West track team. And so we do a lot of team bonding activities and some goal setting activities as well, just to get them all together on the same page. And when we talk through our goals for, like, the conference meets, for example, where not every meet we're trying to go for the win or score as many points as we can. There are a few select meets where we are trying to do that, and our indoor conference meet coming up is one of those. So yesterday I sat down all of my girls, and we just talked through preparation for that meet and how, as we're looking at the conference roster, we're looking at how can we place individuals in a position to score as many possible points as we can. And I feel like our athletes are bought into that. Our kids are great about, seeing the team goal first before individual goals. Kind of some of those individual goals are going to come later in the season when we get to the sectional and state meets. And, so there's kind of time for a little bit of both of that. But my college coach always told me the best way to make yourself better is to make your teammate better. And that's something that I really live by and try to instill in my athletes.
Yeah. And I say I do a lot, as Coach Rogers does, as far as team bonding activities. And there's things that I do where I may have my, like in practice, have one of my freshmen or new guys on the team, look, go talk to, one of our varsity, and then I'll tell the varsity, if you see a freshman or a new kid on the team, just introduce yourself to them, talk to them, tell them about our program, because as Coach said, we have 55, 65 kids on our team, and you can't sit there and be there to every single one. So, and I really tell them that at our track meets. If you see a freshman or newbie look kind of lost or confused, and there's no coach around, just go over there and just ask them, if they need help, what do they need. So yeah, that's one thing I like to do too, and I'm sure Coach does the same thing as far as practices. We always had the kids huddle up. We have a shakeout. We adjust the team, make sure that everybody's on the same page, and that really does help. Just by telling them that this is a team environment, and I still use the same thing. There is no I in team, and as far as you individual runners, you're only going to get so far. Your team is going to help you reach further goals.
Yep. What's the maximum amount of events that they can run?
Athletes can run in up to 4 events per meet.
Right. So you might be good at the 100, 200, 400, but you might have to sacrifice and give up one of those to do a relay or whatever.
Yeah, correct.
Yep. So there is still some sacrifices you have to make, just like you do on any team. Yep. So going back to, talking about, and I guess it's kind of the last fun question that I'll ask, but, another thing about track is obviously I think most of them, and maybe they don't totally understand going in, but obviously it's hard work, right? You got to be somewhat intrinsically motivated to want to do well. Is there a specific workout that they dread or, look forward to the least because they're like, oh man, that's a killer?
I think in the indoor
work out.
season, we've got an indoor runway, so I think the kids always love when they see us getting out the runway because they know it's going to be a fast day on our sprinter side. So they always enjoy that. I don't know about you, Coach Brack. What do you think?
Yeah, the boys, the same thing. As soon as we say we're rolling out the mats, they know we're going to do fly 10s, we're going to do fly 30s, and they love it because it's just a quick run down the runway. We see how fast they're going. They would do it all day long if you let them, but those boys, they love that. But as soon as we go up to our indoor facility, which is a second floor hallway.
I was just going to ask where you guys practice for indoor. That was going to be one of my next questions.
And
the hallway?
Second floor hallway. And once we go up there, then those boys, oh, Coach, what are we doing? They dread going upstairs because they know they're going to put some time in.
Yeah, they know what going up those stairs means. So we got 1 week left of indoor. Is that what we said? And then
2 weeks. We have our indoor conference meets next week, and then the week after that we have it's the Illinois Top Times meet. It's considered the indoor state meet, but after that, then we transition into our outdoor season.
Okay, great. And how many home meets do we have here? Are there any specific meets that you tell people to come out and catch some of your runners and throwers?
We had ours last week, and that's the only home meet that we had this year. Okay. And it was at the Shirk Center, and it's an invitational from in memory of one of our coaches that we had in the past, Coach Basting. And we get roughly 20, 25 different teams come there, and it's a good meet. Okay. So, our kids look forward to it. Other teams look forward to it, so it's a really good meet.
Okay. All right, great.
Yeah, on the girls' side, we're hosting 2 meets next week. Okay. On Monday, we host the Big 12 indoor meet, and then we host our invitational meet next Wednesday. Okay. Where we have this year 32 teams so far coming to our meet. It's a big one. We put a lot of work into it, a lot of time into it, and we're pretty proud of the meet that we run.
Okay, great. All right, well, best of luck this year.
Thank you.
Go out and check out a track meet. Sounds like we got a lot of good runners, so it should be exciting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.